whoever you are, wherever you are, you will be found.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Mark Dark, and I'm back with another video. If you're new, if you love Your Honor, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, like the video, and leave your theories, comments, everything down below. Now, tonight I'm going to be talking about Your Honor series premiere, season 1, episode 1 recap. Now, this was a very, very good episode. The introduction, the first 18 minutes of this episode was unbelievable, man. They set it up so perfectly, in my opinion. If you love Bryan Cranston and you love his work, this is the show for you. If you love crime shows, suspense thrillers, this is the show for you. And the way they build it up in this show is crazy. They do things I haven't seen in a TV show for a while now. But let's get into it. I'm going to try to focus on the key points. If I miss anything, you guys let me know. Now, this episode starts off with Michael Desiato. He's running, right? He's already explained in court that he's training for a marathon. But at the same time, on this day, it's the anniversary of his wife's death. So, if you notice, it was kind of dark. The theme was real dark at the beginning. I thought my TV was down too low, but it was just a dark theme at the beginning. And you can see it when he was running, also with his son Adam. And Adam, he's with his girlfriend Franny, and apparently they don't want nobody knowing about this relationship. It cannot get out for some reason. I can't wait to see why they're trying to hide this, but I believe I read the description and it was saying that, you know, this relationship cannot get out as of right now. And based on the stuff that he's going to be getting into, it definitely doesn't need to get out. But you can tell just by watching it, and they're not even telling us, you can just tell just from the actions that it's definitely his mother's anniversary from when she passed away. And you know, this is a very emotional day. Now we get to Rocco Baxter, and this is where the story starts to take off. Now I explained to you who he was and by what to expect. He's the son of Jimmy Baxter, and we know that Jimmy, he is one of the top, most dangerous crime bosses in the area, and he's somebody that you do not want to cross. Now, for an early birthday present, they want to give their son a bike. Him and Gina Baxter, they want to give their son a bike. He's young, you know, let him go out there and have fun and enjoy himself. But right now, I'm telling you, this gift is something that they're probably going to regret just in general. I know things happen in life, accidents do happen, but I know it's got to be eating them up inside. Like, man, all we had to do was just wait a couple days to his actual birthday. And they probably thinking like, man, we shouldn't even never even gave him the bike in the first place. But we know it really wasn't his fault why this happened. It really was Adam and what he was doing, right? That's what we find out, because based off the trailer, you know, they made it seem like it would probably be his fault, but it wasn't. Now, speaking of Adam, he seems like he's going back to the place where his mother has passed. Now, you guys let me know if I'm wrong, but I mean, usually when people go back and put pictures and balloons and bears and stuff up, it's usually the place where the person has passed away. Now, it seems like he's getting a lot of attention, right? You got all these guys walking up, pressing him, and you can tell that Adam wants to get up out of there because it's getting kind of dangerous. And he's not probably on the best side of town, and he knows this. This kid has asthma. You can tell that he's very nervous, that he has other things that's wrong with him, because he doesn't, in my opinion, doesn't seem like he was ever in the right state of mind. Now, he drives off and he ends up driving back around to see that these guys has destroyed the picture that he put up of his mother at that store, and he's very, very pissed off. I would too. I know I would be pissed off if someone did that. But at the same time, in this scene, Adam has to get up out of there because he's noticing that he's being followed. And it seems like it's like a black Suburban. You guys let me know what you think it is. But regardless, a black truck, Suburban style vehicle is following him. He's starting to panic now. He already has asthma. His nerves are very high. He's just really just irritated, paranoid. He doesn't know what's going to happen. as we find out later on, it seems like he was in shock. So he's reaching for his inhaler, right? He's trying to find the inhaler, trying to find, without actually looking, just by placing his hands where it's at, which is a dangerous thing to do, especially when you're not really paying attention to the road. You're not 100% focused on driving and looking around, and that's when bad things happen. And he ends up hitting Rocco Baxter. This was a huge mistake. Very huge mistake, and this is when the episode takes a turn. I mean, we went pretty much 18 minutes without a lot of words at all. It wasn't a whole lot of dialogue. I think the game plan was to just make us watch and pay attention to what was really going on in this story. Now we see in a graphic, very graphic, emotional scene, Rocco, he's on the ground, blood everywhere. Now Adam did try to use CPR. He tried to make sure he can revive him. It was very graphic. And he tried, but of course, Rocco died. His leg was all messed up. It was just all messed up, man. This was one of those scenes that you ain't gonna forget. I haven't seen a scene like this in TV in I don't know how long. It was crazy to see this accident scene, see all the blood splatter and stuff like that. Now Adam, he's tripping out. He doesn't know what to do. He decides to say, you know what, I maybe need to call 911, which he does, but he just sits there. He doesn't say anything. He just called 911, and that's it. I think once Rocco passed out and officially died, he started to panic and started to think about all those consequences. And he said, you know what? I got to get up out of here. I have to get out of this vicinity because something is going to happen if someone sees me. So he decides to leave the scene, which at the end of the day, technically in real life, it is a bad thing. But had this man turned himself in for real, it could have been worse, because the Baxter family, they're pretty much just dangerous. And once they knew it was him, they was going to take him out anyway, in my opinion. Now the dog walks up, he's licking the blood. I'm like, man, this show was very, very graphic. I believe we see the same dog with the Baxters. You guys let me know, is this their dog? Maybe he was just around the neighborhood. Now, of course, Adam attempts to call his father because he needs help. He needs his father's help because he's very stressed out. He's just made the biggest mistake of his life, and there's no going back after this, right? Now we see Michael, he's running around. He goes to a random house, knocks on the door, goes up and looks straight inside the house. And I'm wondering, like, what is he doing? I mean, he looks in there, he sees a kid, and this kid's name is Eugene. And we're going to learn more about him, especially in this episode, because his mother is in court. And your boy Michael was just going there on his run because he was trying to figure out exactly how this house is set up. And then we get to Michael training for the marathon. You know, he's at the courthouse. Seems like he's about to change. And then this was the introduction of the show. I mean, 18 minutes in, you get the, that accident. It was very, very graphic. If you was watching, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It wasn't no words. I mean, it was straight up action. And I'm like, okay, this is what we about to do. This show is going to break down these storylines bit by bit. I can tell just by watching the first 18 minutes of the show. Now, we get to court, and what I was talking about was Eugene's mom. She's in court because this officer apparently said he saw her from the front door stuffing drugs upside her body, right? And, Michael, he's like, okay, this is your story. And he starts to break it down. It's like, well, if this lady goes to jail, her kids most likely is going to be sent to Child Protective Services. And she's probably going to do 5 years and never see her kids again, to be 100% honest. He brings Eugene up, talks to him. We know Eugene has an older brother that's, I would say, gang affiliated. I guess this crew is called the Desire Crew. We're going to find out more about them in the future. But apparently Michael, on that run earlier on in the day, he knows that, look, that house is no way you can just see in the bathroom, somebody doing something, because it's a shotgun house. He explained this to him and caught this officer in a lie. I mean, dead straight center in a lie. I mean, why would you come to court and try to lie in front of everybody? I mean, this guy has a whole lot of experience. You're not going to get over on him. Now, of course, Adam is tweaking out. I mean, he just killed a kid, and he's thinking that the officers that he's by is after him. I mean, this phone is keep going off. 911 is calling back. He doesn't know what to do. He's tweaking out. So he has to get away, and he wants to really get rid of this phone, and it seems like he's running out of gas as well, so he has no choice but to go to a gas station. At the end of the day, going to this gas station was a big mistake, and we know why it was a big mistake, because it's on camera, and now they can tell this car, this vehicle, they can get a time frame. Even if they destroy the vehicle, because we know it will be getting destroyed in future episodes, they can still say, okay, we saw this vehicle at this area at this time on camera. Where is it at? Now, the phone kept ringing 911, 911, because remember, Adam decided to call 911. But now Adam says, you know what? I just have to get rid of the phone altogether. And that's exactly what he does. He throws the phone in the river, and he better hope it doesn't come back up. You know what I'm saying? In this episode, we see a whole lot of people throwing stuff in the river. Michael did the same thing later on in the episode. But, you know, Adam felt like he had to do this and to get rid of that potential evidence. At the end of the day, this Adam kid, I believe he is going through some mental issues. I think eventually down the line, we're going to learn more about them. Now, we get to Michael and his close friend, Charlie. Now, Charlie is running for mayor, and 9 times out of 10, he's going to win. Now, we know in the next episode of Your Honor, he's going to need Charlie to help get rid of the car. We saw that in the trailer, right? But be paying close attention to Charlie, because he will be back and he will be used, and it's going to be some issues with that as well. Now, once Michael gets home, he's talking to Adam, and Adam tells him the full story. I mean, Adam was in there trying to clean up. He was panicking. He tells his father the full story on what happened, and Michael can't believe it. He's like, he's in tears. He's like, really? I can't believe this has actually happened on the anniversary of your mother's passing. This will actually happen. Now, he tells his son, look, don't worry. Everything will be all right. I will, protect you. You're good. We're going to get through this. Now, the initial plan was to just turn himself in. This is what Michael decided to do. I mean, he's a judge. He wants to make sure his son does the right thing and not get into any more trouble. Maybe he can get out of this if he just says, you know what? This is what happened. He got scared. He has asthma. He was in shock and stuff like that. Maybe they can, make some people believe the story. Now, they're headed to the police station to actually give them the story, and you can feel the tension. Something is about to happen. Michael, he's on a mission. This is a judge, as I told you guys. He wants to make sure he is not liable for any type of mess, especially if it's involving someone else dying. He cannot be a part of this, and he has to do the right thing. But when he goes in there, he sees something. He sees Gina Baxter and he sees Jimmy Baxter. They're in tears because they found out about their son, Rocco, who was hit and killed on his bike. And now Michael was like, man, I was thinking about turning my son in, making him confess to all this. But now things have changed. I have to switch this up, because if my son turns himself in, he's pretty much dead. And I cannot allow that to happen. And to be honest, Michael, his son will be dead as well as him. His life will be hell if Jimmy Baxter finds out about what his son did to his son. It will be trouble. Trust me. So now Michael says, you know what? Let's change it up. Let's think of something else. So he has to go outside and tell Adam, look, you don't hit the wrong kid. You don't hit, Jimmy Baxter's son. And this guy is the biggest, most vicious, crime boss in the area. This is something serious. I cannot allow you to turn yourself in, because if that happens, bad things are going to happen to you. And 9 times out of 10, bad things are going to happen to me. And look, I love you too much to let you go out like that. I have to protect you. I can fix this. Now, your boy Michael, he is breaking bad once again to save his family, to save himself. And now he has more of a reason to do it. You know what I'm saying? He has to do this in order to stay safe, in my opinion. He tells Adam, look, whatever you do, don't tell nobody. You do not let anybody know about this. I can fix this only if you are, pretty much not telling anybody. Which we know eventually someone is going to know about this. It's going to get out somehow, some way. The question is, what will Michael do once this gets out? And how will this storyline end? Now, as Michael and Adam goes into the house, he sees the news report. He sees Gina Baxter and, of course, Jimmy. And Jimmy is pretty much saying this: whoever you are, wherever you are, you know what I'm saying, we're going to find you. We are going to find you. You know who we are, and we're going to get you, pretty much. Now, Michael was just tweaking out now. He's like, man, this dude going to find me, man. He's going to find my son. He's going to hurt us. I don't know what we're going to do, but I got to do whatever I have to do to protect my son, to make sure he does not go down for this, because if he does, his life is over. So now Michael's out there. He's cleaning. He's trying to, pretty much get this car 100% clean, which we know is impossible, right? I mean, it's nighttime at that. You're going to be, it's evidence everywhere pretty much. You're just not going to be 100% at cleaning blood and all that stuff up. It never happens at all. Even in real life, this is something that's just not going to happen. Now, of course, Michael, he gathers all this stuff. He's cleaning and stuff like that. And he's putting stuff in a bag. And we notice that the dog goes and grabs the bloody cloth and he hides it. So now we have evidence still at the house, which we know down the line, this will be brought back up. Now, the dog hides it up under a couch, I believe. And this is going to be an issue. Now, I don't know when this is going to come back out, but it definitely is. And Michael, Adam, they're going to have some explaining to do. They're going to have a whole lot of explaining to do on why this is there. So we're going to see where that goes. Now, of course, Michael, he decides he wants to throw off the evidence off the bridge and get rid of it. But in the process of doing that, a cop comes and pulls him over, right? Where he's already out of his car. He pretty much thinks very quickly. He says, you know what? Let me just start pissing. And if you guys was paying close attention, earlier on in the episode, we had the counselor in court, and he was late to court because he had prostate cancer, and he had to piss every 15 minutes. So Michael used this same excuse. As soon as the officer asked what's going on, he said, man, I'm sorry, officer, I have prostate cancer, and when I gotta go, I have to go. I am sorry. And this excuse worked. He used the same exact reasoning that the counselor used in court. It was brilliant, in my opinion. Now, of course, Gina and Jimmy Baxter, they go back to the crime scene where their son was killed. Very emotional. Very emotional. I mean, I wouldn't wish this on anybody. I know this family is very dangerous, but at the same time, this was sad. Now, while they're out there, they find an inhaler. And we know whose inhaler this is. It's Adam's. Of course, 9 times out of 10, that inhaler has his name on it, his information. We're going to find out if that's the case, because if it is, that means they're going to start pressing on the Desiato's family. They're definitely going to press the attack on them. Now, the episode ends with Michael coming back home, and it was a sense of calmness. You can tell his energy level was different, but deep down inside, he knows this is only going to get worse. You can see it in his face. He looked at his son, and he knows deep down inside, life is going to be completely different. And now it's time to do whatever he has to do to survive at all costs, because it's about to get crazy. It's a lot of different crime families in this show. This first episode was an excellent build-up episode. In these future episodes, I got a feeling a lot of different things is going to happen. We're going to see a lot more characters as well. I can't wait, man. This is a very solid show. I told you guys I believe it's going to be the best new show out there. So watch it. Check it out if you haven't. Your Honor, Bryan Cranston once again delivers a hell of a performance in my opinion. But if I missed anything, you guys let me know. It's a new show, so I'm trying to catch up, get used to these characters, these storylines, and different topics within the show. So let your boy know if I missed anything. You let me know what you saw and how you felt about this episode. But keep supporting your boy, and I will continue to bring you more of Your Honor content in the future. But let me get on out of here, man. It's your boy Mark Dark. I'm out. Peace.